Nikki Bryce at Vancouver's Granville Island with Laura Efron. We are celebrating the Vancouver Fringe Fest guide launch.
Thank you so much for coming tonight. I would like to acknowledge that this gathering today is taking place on the unceded traditional territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. We are not only grateful for the opportunity to do theater on these lands, but the Fringe is taking steps through equity, diversity, and inclusion work to help share diverse voices, including Indigenous voices, as we aspire towards our vision of theater for everyone.
What can you tell us about this festival?
Well, the Vancouver Fringe Festival, for those who are not familiar, is a very exciting 11-day theater festival. It's happening on Granville Island, around Granville Island, in East Vancouver, around East Vancouver. We have so many different shows. We have 99 different productions in the festival this year, as well as bands. So there's a lot of different shows to see, lots of different kinds of shows, something for everyone.
So as you can imagine, it takes a lot of dedicated, hardworking people to put on a theater festival. We have 99 shows in this year's festival. We have 23 venues. So many great shows to see. I would like to acknowledge one particular person who has been an integral part of the Vancouver Fringe's success for 10 years now. Celebrating her 10th year with the festival is our amazing communications director, Debbie Reese.
I do want to thank Rosemary for putting the guide together. It is beautiful, and especially to Chris for the cover. And Chris really helped come up with our theme this year. We were sort of struggling for a theme, and then we sat down with Chris, and he had a bunch of ideas. And play came about, and our bingo card cover. I hope everyone has so much fun playing the game of Fringe this year and trying to see as many shows as you can. Fill your card.
I think what I love about the Fringe Festival is the variety and the fact that you can see something hilarious and something moving, and you can see them back to back late at night and then go to the Fringe Bar and mingle with the artists and see some live music. It's a great mix of all kinds of activities and emotions and artists and creativity.
Awesome. And have bands been in before?
Yes, we've often presented bands. We have the Fringe Bar, which is the partnership with Phillips this year, so it's the Phillips Fringe Bar. And we have live music every night, all 11 days of the festival, and it's free to get in, so come on down, check it out.
Hi, Larice.
Hi.
Welcome to Fringe.
Thank you for having me.
And tell us about the show. You're doing Bonnie and Clyde. What are you bringing this year? And you're the director, yes?
I'm the director. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, interesting thing about Bonnie and Clyde is we've mythologized them to the point that we don't really know them. But their story is as modern today as it was back then. The want to find freedom, to choose your own fortune, to rearrange your stars, and just that need to try and fight the man or the powers that be. And so we're just taking an interesting look at their last days, their final days together, and what all that pain and anguish of being on the run that long can do to somebody, and finding a way to modernize it and make it feel really relevant for what the Vancouver Fringe audience wants to see.
Right on. That sounds great. I'm seeing a theme. I'm hearing a theme in several of the people we've talked about this year, where there's not only a normal challenge, but a challenge with an ability to choose your future.
Yeah.
That freedom is something from within, not freedom is something that is given to you.
Handed to us anymore. And I think right now with our current culture and the climate of our world, we definitely are feeling that more than ever, that we have to take what we want from life, and that we have to sort of stand up for the things that are important, and if that be the little man or those who are the underdogs. I think that reflects in Bonnie and Clyde's struggle.
Hi, so we're going to interrupt a couple of visitors at the guide launch. This is Michael and this is Brian.
Hi.
So guys, welcome to the guide launch. Are you excited about tonight?
Oh, overwhelmed.
Are you a veteran of this Fringe?
I'm a veteran of theater, but not the Fringe, no. But
You're a newbie.
a newbie, yeah. Oh wow, I'm a newbie. That's right.
He's a freshman. What are you looking forward to, being a freshman's point of view?
I don't know, fun and games, I guess, and audience. We'd love to have audiences at our show too. That would be great.
Great. Tell us about your show.
Well, it's a camping guy. I'm the old timer, and I'm just running this camping service where I'll take city slickers like the likes of this gentleman out in the woods and train them to live off the land and whatnot. But all kinds of weird and wacky things happen.
You never can control the type of people you run into, and there's many struggles that come at you throughout your life that are completely out of control. The universe, some may say, is completely out of our control. So the show is showing how two sensitive souls can overcome life's difficulties, and at the end persevere for something stronger than two divided, but one standing strong.
Really good.
Now after that, wow.
Good. Where will you? What is it called?
Ice to the Eskimos.
What is it called?
Yes.
The camping guy. So you're the camping guy.
Yes.
I'm the camping guy.
Where is it playing, and what's your opening night?
Studio 16, and it will be playing September 7th is its opening night. My mother wrote it, Diane Greenlee, so I'm really excited.
Hi, we're at Granville Island for the guide release for Vancouver Fringe, and we're with Ken Klonsky. Now, I understand you have a very interesting, and my nerd alert went off big time for this one, a program called Miyoshi, an RCMP interrogation. Fascinating. Tell me about that.
Well, the play is not written but found. The Netflix producer, Kelly Loudenberg, was doing the confession tapes, a series of shows about false confessions. And the first two shows are on the case of Sebastian Burns and Atif Rafe, which we've been working on as an Innocence Project, Innocence International, for over 10 years. And once I saw this interrogation that the RCMP did of Rafe and Burns's friend, Jimmy Miyoshi, I thought this is a play, and the manipulations of this, the attempted manipulation of this young man, gave you a very strong indication of the problems with this case to begin with. Blake Melnick is the director. I've worked with him on Sam Shepard plays in the past in Toronto. The three actors, Jimmy Miyoshi is being played by Kai Bradbury. We're very lucky to have had a Japanese-Canadian actor to do this, and he looks a little like Jimmy, too. Cheryl Mullen is playing one of the RCMP agents. She's playing well, she's a woman, but the original was a male, and we felt we wanted to add that dimension because the RCMP tends to be sexist. And Rodney DeCrew is the other RCMP agent.
And aren't we lucky to have Andy? She has a huge repertoire underneath her. She's done a lot of work before, and we saw it in some of the rehearsals this week, didn't we? You are so kind, so aware, and really on point with bringing everything together with a group that's just met and a talented director and co-writer. Tell us more about Box of Freedom.
Looking at how we respond to internationalism, the idea that people are tied to a place and have no freedom to have any other place in the world. We make up a lot of our public contracts based on our consent to the government of one country, but then when we make these borders that deny consent to go anywhere else, which kind of tears down the premise of that. We say this is what we as a country believe should be how things should be run. But if you don't have consent to whether you participate in that country, you don't have consent in how you participate in that contract.
Yes, and that affects our whole life, doesn't it? So these three people who are coming across the ocean, what did you see in this last week of rehearsals that you can tell our audience about?
The amount of sacrifice that it takes to form your own identity and stand for your own identity when you are oppressed, when you are marginalized within your own community, takes enormous strength and takes enormous pain sometimes, but can, in that crucible, bring out so much of who someone is.
So what you saw in each of the actors this week reflected that.
It was a bit of a crucible itself, doing quite an intense rehearsal process that has really drawn out everybody's own identities and how they relate to being put in such a stressful but illuminating experience.
Very nice. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
This is Andy Sandberg, and we'd like to have you come to the Box of Freedom. I'm playing Gabriella, a Romanian woman you have never met before. And she's going to resonate with a lot of you as well. Maybe through people you know, maybe through people you've heard of. Hi, we're with Victor Barker, and he's got something for a unique, committed group. Yes, people who love puppets. I'm a big fan of puppets.
The show is produced with the antique marionettes built by Betsy Kirkham, the legendary puppeteer who is a local. And the show is starting from September 7th to September 16th. The name of the show is named by this character, and her name is Baba Yaga. She is the wicked witch of the forest, and she is one of the main characters in the Eastern Slavic folklore. So basically, she's got a lot of very psychedelic features. She's got a very pointy nose, and according to the legend, she's got one foot made out of bone, and she sniffs out her prey with her long nose all year round. So stay away from Baba Yaga.
And this is a children's show, but that
It
sounds
is.
terrifying.
I know, that's the idea.
What do you love about Fringe?
I love how creative and fun everything is.
Cool. And have you traveled for Fringe before? No. Let's do it.
Where are we going?
How do you like Edinburgh?
Sounds good.
We literally have the best team imaginable. Everyone is so enthusiastic and so committed to the Fringe and committed to making this wild and crazy thing happen, and could not ask for better players to come to work with every day.
Staffer.
Staffer, yeah, second year, box office manager.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
So, hi, we're with Jess at Vancouver Fringe Guide Release Party. Is that correct?
The Program Guide Launch Party, that's what we call it.
The Program Guide Launch Party. Awesome. Thanks for joining us. For those who don't know, tell us what you do.
I am the Artist Services Coordinator.
Meaning?
So I am the liaison between all of the artists, all 100 of them. Well, primary contacts, there's like 500 artists in total, and then all of the Fringe departments. So I give the artists all the information they need, and I get all the information we need from them.
It takes a particular kind of brain
Yeah.
to have that kind of organization. Yeah. Yes. Where did you get that brain?
Well, sometimes I wonder, because I'm also an artist myself. So I have an artistic brain, and I have a very logistical brain. And
Yes, you do.
It comes in handy.
And what's your art that you do?
I'm an actor and a creator, and like probably your typical Fringe artist, I just have never done the Fringe, so yeah.
Very good. Well, look, they're all cheering for you to have that be happening in the future, perhaps. But yeah, you have a very integral role to make sure that everything is flowing smoothly. I'm familiar with that kind of role. We called it mission control.
Nice.
So that's
nice.
a good explanation for what you do.
I like that. I might use that.
Feel free.
Yeah.
How long have you been involved in the Fringe?
This is my 5th festival as the Artist Services Coordinator.
Oh, good.
I was stage managing a show in the festival before I got this job. So 6 years in total with this.
Really
this
great.
Festival. Yeah.
What do you love about Fringe?
I just love that anybody can do anything they want, and it's really just an open field for anybody to just try something. And I also really love the mandate of theater for everyone, especially because we're trying to expand that and to make sure that everyone can actually feel comfortable in the Fringe Festival and feel like they have a space. And we're really working on broadening that out to all different communities, and that's really exciting for me.
Question: are you a small venue person or a big venue person?
Oh, it depends on the show. If it's a really great immersive show, I love it when it's very intimate and in a small venue. But otherwise, I do like large theaters and just to be part of the big event and stuff. So it depends on the play.
Something very special happening on the 5th, I hear. What is that about? September 5th.
September 5th is an event called the Fringe for All. And this is an opportunity to see snippets of a whole bunch of Fringe shows. They get 2 minutes each on the stage to basically sell you on their show. They can give you a little taste of what their show is about, and it's a really good opportunity if you're trying to figure out, of the 99 different shows, what shows you want to see in the festival this year.
Great. And where will that be held?
That will be held at Performance Works on Granville Island.
Okay, great. And then on the 6th,
The 6th is when the festival begins, the 6th to the 16th of September.
Great. So the 6th to 16th of September, and you can start to buy your tickets at what time on August 8th?
August 8th, first thing in the morning.
Put it in your calendar. First thing in the morning, you're going to get tickets to the shows that you really want to see, and maybe even some you don't want to that you'll be happy you did see.